Yeah, all right.
Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So this is what we've got going on this morning. I noticed that the exhaust wasn't pushing any water through, and I'm going, what the heck is going on? And a friend suggested, yeah, just remove that 90-degree elbow that's in there, and bam. Well, you see the top of the valve came off with it. That thing was fully corroded, so it just popped, came right off of there. As soon as I actually started to turn on this to get it out. I hadn't even started to turn on this yet, and she broke right off on me. So she was pretty eaten up. That valve is toast. I'm hoping that the through hole is going to be okay, because if the through hole's screwed, boat has to come out of the water. But we're trying to get that valve off of there right now. Let's see if we can do it. The hard part about this is if I put tension on this through hole in the wrong way, it could just snap right off. And so I'm very gently having to turn this thing back off of there in hopes that it doesn't snap on me. The hardest thing about working in a space like this is, yeah, I'm reaching way up in there, my arms are actually over my head, and it's just hard to get a good grip on here and hard to put even pressure on anything, and so it's really stressful trying to get that thing to back off.
Is this enough to do by hand?
No. There we go. Come on, a little more. This is going to be an adventure. You can already see the water coming in.
Yeah. Zoom in on that. Yeah, alright.
I need a smaller plug.
Alright, gotcha. 1 sec. I think that's the same size. Alright, you only got 2, so here.
What's that?
I think this will be small enough. 1 sec. So I got these 2. I don't know which one. There's that one and this one.
I need something smaller.
This only small we got, dude.
So we didn't have the right size plug for that through hole. That was really bad, and this was a bad place to find out about it. It means that I just didn't have a way to plug the water coming into the boat. That's not the situation you ever want to be in. And also, my plan was just to take the hose and shove the hose back on there. But the problem is, there's this hose clamp for the bonding system that's on there that's keeping the hose from going all the way down over the through hole. And so I have to get that off of there first, and it won't come undone. And so I wound up just having to cut it off of there with water gushing in the boat. And there we go. No more water leaking in. Look at this. That's what we were dealing with.
That's why we couldn't, the engine was overheating.
Luckily, I mean, that's all the hole that has to run cooling water through. And so, yeah. And then this, so it broke off at the top of there. She just snapped, gone. Now it's time to give her a shot and see if we got it fixed.
Oh, it's pouring way more water out.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but like once every like 7 seconds, it would actually put a little burst out.
Then I added a second hose clamp to be sure that it wouldn't pop off. And with that, we were able to head back towards Tacoma. Hey, I got something on the water there. It looks like a balloon. We're gonna pick her up.
First time we actually gonna use
Darn that. Good catch, sir.
Happy birthday to you, buddy.
That's not for you. All right, resuming course. Back in Tacoma, we tied up to the dock, and Gary was nice enough to come down and give me a ride to the marine supply store so I could find a new valve. So now that we had the new valve, I had to see if I could get it back on there to make sure that there wasn't any issues with the threads or anything like that. I was really worried about it, really worried about breaking that valve. While the water was pushing through, I did take a good look at it. I did shove my finger down there and feel around. It felt pretty thick, but you never know on something like that on an old through hole. If you put too much pressure on it the wrong way, it can just snap right off. There is the trickle. Here I'm just wrapping a little bit of thread tape to get it ready for the valve to screw on. Note that noise you keep hearing in the background. That's the bilge alarm. That runs just to let us know that the bilge pump is running. Notice that I have the valve open, and the reason for doing this is so that I'm not fighting the pressure as I'm trying to put that on there. And then once I've got a few threads turned in there, then I can just go ahead and close it then and tighten it the rest of the way down. And that way it just keeps you from cross-threading doing things like that. I'll see if it'll hold right there.
You don't want to test it too much?
No. No, I sure as shit don't. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It is actually a couple of years old. I shot this in like August of 2018. It has been a long time. I've just kind of been out of the video creation loop, but we're getting back into it now. We've had 2 videos a couple of weeks in a row now, and really starting to enjoy it again. I'm back in the mood, back in the groove. Took a little time off to get some things sorted, get a few things taken care of, but we're back at it now. Feeling good about that. You're going to want to check in next week. Next week's episode is going to be pretty crazy because we're going to be talking all about this boat that sunk. We'll see y'all then. Stay salty.